Hey, welcome to my channel. I've been kind of sitting here waiting for inspiration of what to say for the last 30 minutes. So I just decided I might as well just press the play and let's go. I'm actually gonna name this in the bud a little bit because it's way too loud. I can't even hear myself think. This game probably needs no introduction to a lot of people. It was by far one of my favorite games of all time, and it's the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion if you can't read. um, so let's just get started. I think we're just gonna let Patrick Stewart do some talking, and then we'll get into what I kind of plan to do here.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land. This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
Okay, I'd first like to apologize to anyone wearing headphones. I did not expect it to be that loud, so I'm just gonna turn this down a little bit further and maybe just do this a little bit. Um, so I kind of wanted to do like a playthrough based on something I've never really tried before in the game, and that was to be sort of like an unarmed hand-to-hand style character. Let me just make ourselves look stylish. Obviously, we've got to have the wait, hang on, the pimpin' mohawk in bright yellow to contrast our beautiful blue skin, and make it the longest as possible so that we intimidate our enemies. Not that you're going to see it much afterwards. Let's make ourselves like super old as well. Alright, so I'm just gonna call myself Saitama, like from the One Punch Man series. At least I think that's his name. Just quickly. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely Saitama. Just because it's kind of funny. However, I really don't think we're going to be doing a one punch build because of I don't think it's very difficult to kill things in one hit in this game. Alright, so we're going to be a Dark Elf. Alright, well, firstly.
Hey there.
Now we're going to have this guy yelling at us through
I haven't seen another Dunmer in here, and I don't know how long. Where you from, huh? Vardenfell? You got a wife back home? Tell you what, I'm getting out of here in a couple of weeks. When I get back to Morrowind, I'll look her up.
the
She must be so
eternal
lonely.
dickhead.
Don't you worry, eh? I'll take care of her long after you're dead. Oh, that's right. You're going to die in here. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you.
This is something I really feel like the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim really missed out on. It's like sort of like personalization based on your character customization. Because his dialogue will change based on not only your race but your gender as well. Let's get out of the way of the
My
guards
job
for the time
right
being.
now is to get you to safety. What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
No sign of pursuit. Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
So these are...
You. I've seen you. Let me see your face. You are the one from my dreams. Then the stars were right. And this is the day. Gods give me strength.
So, what's going on?
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
Dun. So we get a couple of options here. It doesn't really matter what you say to him, because his options, his dialogue basically says the same thing either way. Well, it doesn't really say the same thing either way. It's just you only get to ask him one, and yeah, let's ask him why we're in jail.
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered for.
So, oh, yeah, I'm just a massive liar. So who are you then?
I am your emperor, Uriel Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are a citizen of Tamriel, and you too shall serve her in your own way.
I've gotta go my own way.
So do we all. But what path can be avoided whose end is fixed by the almighty gods?
Please, sire, we must keep moving. Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other
So
side.
these are a couple of
This doesn't concern you, prisoner.
Stay out of our way.
yeah, there's a couple of the Emperor's bodyguards known as the Blades. We'll probably find out. We probably end up. No, we'll find out a lot more about them as the game progresses. For now, we're just going to kind of wander through this section of the game. I always thought there'd be like something down here, but there's actually like literally nothing. It does kind of like start to branch out, but this first dungeon is kind of linear.
Stand aside, prisoner.
It's Boris. He's one of the best characters in the game.
Close up left. Protect the Emperor.
Alright, let's start to. Let's go fist bloody.
Captain's
For
down.
the Emperor!
Oh god. Whiff everything. Your fatigue is low and you cannot do as much melee damage. Fatigue will return slowly on its own, especially while walking instead of running. With the green bar at the bottom left that displays your current fatigue. Alright. We got hand-to-hand skill increase. Hand-to-hand skill increase, rather. Don't really need it. Take that potion, kind of useful. And then we'll grab a steel short sword and a torch. Not gonna use a sword,
How
but
could
just
they
be
be
useful to
waiting
sell
for
later.
us here?
We'll pick up her sword because you can return it to Boris, and just call like a neat little
We will get
voice line from him later on.
They won't be the first to underestimate the
There's
Blades.
trouble ahead.
I'll take point. Let's move.
You stay here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
Yes, sir. So they'll go off in this direction. Well, we're gonna go off this direction. And just start by punching the local fauna. Yeah, fauna is the right word. So, there's a chest here. You can grab a rusty iron war axe and some gold. Then, bring up a journal, push tab rather. You can use this to view your character's attributes, equip armor, weapons, and choose spells. So we'll just do that here. Click on the fist icon to bring up the inventory tab. From here you can equip armor and weapons by clicking on them. So just as a demonstration of that, we'll click there. See? We can also get entirely naked, but if we so felt that's so we're inclined, but we're gonna be a bit modest and not do that. Just pick up a couple more bits of stuff. Some arrows, some armor, some lockpicks, because this is the chest. If you have a lockpick, you could try to pick most locks. Move the pick upwards to a tumbler. When the tumbler reaches the top of the lock, click the left mouse button to secure it in place. And when all of the tumblers are at the top, the lock will open. So this is like the most awkward lockpicking system I've ever encountered. But it does allow you to, if you're good enough at it, to pick super hard locks really early on. And it's just a case of kind of like testing the lock, each tumbler rather, and then just pressing it when it kind of when it's top. But it's kind of like a knack to it, because it's not, you can't just click it when it goes up, because if it goes up too fast, it kind of just breaks the pick, and yeah, it's just a bit awkward. Yeah, so just loot the shaman, just get a club, some potions, some scrolls, 9 key, and some lockpicks. Then we'll just open it up with a lockpick. A key, rather. If we had a lockpick, we wanted to, we could have picked it, but no real point. Now we should practice casting spells. So, yeah, C on the PC will cast a spell. At the moment we have, we go to the magic tab, which is suggested. We'll have heal minor wounds, but we'll restore health 8 points. 8 points. We also have the flare smell, which is, I'll just show that now. Fireball, which probably won't be using so much. I also have greater power for summon Ancestor Guardian, which is part of the reason why I decided to be a Dark Elf, because that'll help us in the early game where we're struggling to punch things to death. So we go down here, you can see your active effects, and as part of being a Dark Elf, we also have the ability of resistance to fire for 75%. I think it's 70%, 75%. It could be 75 points, but that doesn't really make sense to me. This is the kind of like stats screen, so you see your race and all that nonsense. Your stats, different skills and the levels they are at. As you see, we're already at 7 for hand-to-hand, which is out of 100. So it's kind of sucky at the moment, but that's not too bad. We'll get there eventually. And until you select a class, you don't really have a lot a lot of skills in anything anyway. So until we get that, it's going to be kind of low. Next is factions, which is when we join guilds or whatever, they'll be here. And then you got your actual like statistics, like random stuff like how many horses you've owned. Next bitten for vampires, jokes told for some reason. Nern roots and diseases contracted. Let's just grab some more guff. And then get moving. I'm actually going to equip the heavy armor. So this is light armor, so leather armor is light armor. And then iron is heavy, so we'll just equip the heavy armor. So we can protect, so we don't take so much damage. So, oh, another rat. That's it. Someone called Grimes, the dead's fucking walking. Alright, well, if we were doing alchemy, we could probably take some this nonsense, but I'm not really that interested in alchemy for this playthrough. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I've ever noticed that before. And I've played this game a fair bit as well. Alright, so on this, not this one, another rat here. I'll bump the brightness, because actually no, I got a better idea. How about we use the mechanic of the game to actually help us out? There we go. I should be able to see it a bit easier. Okay, so grabbing the stuff from this chest, some potions. I'll go over the potions. Ooh, fuck. I'll go over the potions and what they do later. Just box that rat in the face. Let me actually equip the heal your spell. Just drop us off some just to heal us up a little bit. So our restoration is going to increase, but also our magicka is low, and you may not be able to cast spells. So the magicka bar down the bottom left is the blue one, and that's your magic points. So this is an average chest, and because they're kind of like the like the Fallout series, where it gates you behind having a certain level of lockpicking to unlock things. This game, if you've got enough, you can just go ahead and unlock it. Now, if I'm kind of under pressure to do this first time, I could have done it there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now we get some more lockpicks and torches and some gold. So you got some more rats to beat up. Basically, like pretty standard RPG fare. Kicking the shit out of rats first thing. Here or somewhere is food, which we can take just to get some health back or some stamina back. There's also a rusty iron helmet, which we were going to take so you don't take so much damage. So let's go equip that right now. Say goodbye to our gloriously blonde mohawk for a little while. And then pick that up. You know what? This is just like not worth even picking up, really. The arrows, oh, they do weigh something. Yeah. I only say not worth picking up because it's like chump change, you know, like pennies for them. Pardon me. Gross. Oh, that's like ledge here. There's always 2 gold. Not really sure why, but free money is money. He says free money is money after dropping 3 items that you could sell to make money. Hypocritical. Picking up some more guff, some potions, and some lockpicks. I'm sorry if I feel like I'm rushing here, but I think I'll play this quite a bit, and I kind of just want to get into the meat and potatoes of the game. Pick some ale up just for the crack, and continue on. Let's drop a heal, because I think restoration is like one of these skills I'm going to be focusing on top of hand-to-hand and heavy armor, because when I played this, the last time I played Oblivion, I struggled with staying alive. What the fuck am I even saying? Let's just continue. While I work out how you speak English. Spooky skulls. Spooky skeletons. So you can actually like harvest a lot of stuff, and then you can use these in potion ingredients later on. So it's pretty cool. It's not a system I've really explored, even though I've played this game a heap ton. I just kind of use it as fodder for levels, because with enough ingredients, you can get to level 100 alchemy relatively quickly. Just looking in there for some stuff, not really anything. Alright, so it's now going to teach us about stealth. So notice that your crosshair changes to an eye while you are sneaking. If the eye is dim, no one can detect you. If the eye is bright, someone can detect you. It's a bit finicky, the system. Also, I should throw torch away briefly while always stealth. So yeah, it's a bit finicky, the system, how you have to sneak, because he's fucking see me. Okay. We will not beat our Fists of Fury. So yeah, he's got 2 lockpicks. So now it's going to teach us about alchemy. You have found a mortar and pestle. Equip it to create potions or poisons from ingredients with like effects. Your alchemy skill will make creations more powerful. So just as an example, we go over here, click on our novice mortar and pestle. We can then equip, use the stinkhorn cap and the wisp stalks to make a 5-second damage a potion that damages health for 1 point for 5 seconds. You can kind of call it whatever you want. So if I was just yeet, yeet, just for the crack. So there is yeet. Not that I can actually use poisons if I'm focusing hand to hand, because you can't just slather poisons on your knuckles and hope that works. Now I've got, this is for one of the DLCs, which we can look at later. Somehow this Bothiel lady has sent me a letter when I've been in prison all this time and have just got out. It's a bit strange. Grab some more guff. Let's equip that torch again so you can see. So we go down here. So this is the first time the game teaches you about traps. So this guy will see you and start running, and then boom. So that's all for the yeah. So as you see, these large, whatever the fuck you call them, like traps. Yeah, let's just call them traps. Just come swinging at you if you broke the tripwire, which he did. But unfortunately, he ran towards me really quickly, so he didn't get hit by them. What we can do is sneak over this side. Because there's a guy around here, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm being horribly mistaken, which is another valid point. Might be mistaken. Yeah, it seemed to be mistaken. Alright, so let's just unlock this chest quick. Ooh. And just grab those lockpicks. Grab the gold. If you press the Z button, you can just kind of like pick things up and wiggle them around. It's kind of cool. Alright, so if we continue sneaking down this way, we'll see this pile of logs, and this is never really used again in the game, but okay, well, they've already seen me, so might as well just do that. You kind of like let this little pile of logs go, and it kills most of them in one hit, which is kind of cool. This game has got like kind of a lot of cool physics sort of elements that didn't really never mind. So we'll unlock this chest, go grab some guff, some potions and stuff, and then go to the big open area. We'll do a forward power attack on that, just to speed the effort along. When you get higher level in hand to hand and in all of the weapon skills, actually, you can use the different directional power attacks to do different effects, like disarm people if you go left or right, or things like that. Forward will give you a higher chance to paralyze and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So we'll just loot him for 1 gold. There's a wizard over here, or a witch, whichever you prefer. It's a goblin witch. So we'll just introduce him to our Fists of Fury, or her to his Fists of Fury. I'm not with PC here in 2019 on the J Plays channel. Pick up a Petty Soul Gem and a Flawed Ruby. I got a couple of levels up that I kind of missed there, so my bad. But yeah, there's an Iron Longsword, a Repair Hammer, and 3 lockpicks. So you've had a Repair Hammer, equip it to repair your armor and weapons. Oh, if you learn how to read, equip it to repair your weapon and armor using your armorer skill. Damaged weapons and armor are less effective, so it is wise to keep them in good repair. So I'll just demonstrate that now. So we'll go Repair Hammer. Oh, hang on. We need to find more goblins to introduce to our Fists of Fury, clearly. Because, yeah, we've got a few more enemies. There he is. Cool. So he is in the ground, just has some rat meat on him. Yeah, so that's the command. Don't need to use that. Cancel. So yeah, we'll just go Repair Hammer. We'll see our Cuirass is currently 91. Our Greaves are 92 and our helmet is 98. So if we just click. Oh, that's gone. So yeah, that's you get to 100. It's fully repaired. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so we'll just continue. Get our acrobatic skill up. Scary skill, nice. So this is the loot chest, obviously. So we'll just grab some sick loots and leave the silver vase. It's kind of not worth the wait. It's like 2 weight points for only 3 gold. So whereas like these like gems are really small amounts, like 0.1 weight for 5 gold value. Not that I'm going to get 5 gold for them because it's probably got dog shit mercantile skill, but Let's just see if we can get the rest of these. Never mind. Alright, so we're coming to the end of the cavey part of the dungeon. There's a chest here to grab some lockpicks and some iron arrows. Not really going to bother with the arrows because I don't think I'll be using a bow. And they don't really sell for all that much. Most people don't want to even pay for iron arrows. So we're gonna leave through this
Find a defensible spot.
hole in the roof
Protect the Emperor until help
and
arrives.
creep up on
Help? What makes you think help will get here?
the Emperor and his friends.
We need
Here
to get
they
the
come
Emperor out
again!
of here.
So,
This is where you fall down.
Take them down.
Ah!
just gotta leave them to do it.
Damn it! It's that prisoner again.
So,
Kill him. He might be
Glenroy,
working with
bit
the
hot-headed.
assassins.
Nice guy though.
No, he is not one of them.
Please tell me more, Patrick
He
Stewart.
can help us. He must help
How
us.
can I help you, Patrick Stewart?
They cannot understand why I trust you. They've not seen what I've seen. How can I explain? Listen, you know the Nine, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
Let's. Yeah, we're not on good terms with the guys.
I've served the Nine all my days, and I chart my course by the cycles of the heavens. The skies are marked with numberless sparks, each a fire, and every one a sign. I know these stars well, and I wonder which sign marked your birth.
So I saw on a Reddit post about unarmed hand-to-hand based builds. They were suggesting things like the warrior, which will give you 10 points of strength and endurance. We'll go through what the stats actually do another point because that's kind of important for this. Yeah, some people were saying the warrior, which gives you 10 points to strength and endurance. Some people were saying steed, which is 20 points to speed. The steed, which gives you 20 points to your speed. But there was one guy that really stuck out. He said that the Lord was good because if you combine it with, because the Lord gives you the Blood of the North lesser power to regenerate up to 90 points of health. So that's really useful. It's going to be really useful for when trying to stay alive in the early game. But then he said that if you combine that with, because it's also got the Trollkin Curse, which is a 25% permanent weakness to fire. But he said if you just combine that with a Dark Elf, you still come out with a net positive of resistance to fire. And I've never really tried the Lord. I usually go for the stats, so like Thief or the Warrior, so it's really nice to try something different. A lot of these are kind of cool though, because like the Action Archer means you don't regenerate Magicka. Instead, you have a 50% spell absorption to recharge a Magicka. You also get a fat 150 extra points of Magicka. So you combine that with like races that get lots of Magicka, and you can cast loads and loads of spells. Yeah, so let's go with the Lord. The Lord.
The signs I read show the end of my path. My death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
Yeah, so the the characters in the background get frozen. So sometimes you have these funny little poses that they just get stuck in because you're halfway through a conversation.
Your stars are not mine. Today the Lord shall prove a faithful patron in your quest for glory.
Are you not afraid to die?
No trophies of my triumphs precede me, but I have lived well, and my ghost shall rest easy. Men are but flesh and blood. They know their doom, but not the hour. In this I am blessed to see the hour of my death, to face my apportioned fate, then fall.
But can you see my fate, perhaps?
My dreams grant me no opinions of success. Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of death. But in your face I behold the sun's companion. The dawn of Akatosh's bright glory may banish the coming darkness. With such hope, and with the promise of your aid, my heart must be satisfied.
So then where are we going?
I go to my grave. A tongue shriller than all the music calls me. You shall follow me yet for a while. Then we must part.
So, Boris is
You
going.
may as well make yourself useful. Carry that torch and stick close.
Spoilers.
My job is to make sure the Emperor gets out of here alive, and I intend to do it.
And the blades?
We're the Emperor's bodyguards. Our job is to get him out of situations like this.
Yeah.
Although I admit, things are not going according to plan.
Yeah, I always feel like the audio is a bit, not like audio so to speak, but the way that the lines are put together is a bit choppy in this one. I still like
Stay
it
close
though.
and let us do our job, and you'll be all right.
Let's see if these guys have dropped anything good. I'm just hovering because I didn't jump quite high enough. Nah, just robes and hoods. It's kind of a cool outfit, but not really what I want. Let's grab what's in this chest. More lockpicks. Not really, yeah, as I said before, not really interested in arrows.
This one! The Emperor's in danger! My blood! For the Empire!
The Emperor's in danger!
Sorry, Glenway. So, yeah. So I haven't really talked about it. These are the Mythic Dawn. They are, as you can see by their name with the hood, they are a cult that is doing something sinister in the world. But we'll get into that later once we get down the quests.
Not much fun.
Down!
Protect the Emperor!
Some angry voices.
Don't get in our way.
Don't
Watch your
get
back!
in our way.
Protect the Emperor!
I should probably actually equip this to. Oh my god, what is? What is this? Never mind. Just gonna like ignore what I've seen there. I'm a bit terrified of it, if I'll be honest. Grab some more potions. We'll sell those at some point. More potions, great. So they have a bit of a wonder. They walk extremely slow, as is per the rules for any RPG ever. I don't know, why are we walking this way? Pretty sure, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure we go this way now. Yep, and then Boros goes next, and I go last. I could try and read some of those tips that appear on the loading screens,
take a look.
but they go by too fast most of the time. So then you can actually, a lot of the time, kind of like hardcore parkour yourself
Looks
up to
clear.
the areas where the Mythic Dawn are waiting in the wings. And if you use a console command to engage in conversation with them forcefully, you can get their disposition, which is how much they like you, or how much they hate you, up high enough so that they don't
The gate is barred from the other side.
so they don't
What about that
attack
side
you when they
passage
actually
back
get aggroed. It's kind of cool.
Worth a try. Let's go.
Worth a try. Let's go. So yeah, we continue this way. I didn't kind of explain the difference between greater powers and lesser powers. So a greater power is something that can only be used once a day. A lesser power is something that could be used as many times as you want per day. So if I just wanted to use this again, yeah. I don't think greater powers cost mana either, so that's another really cool feeling. Lesser powers and greater powers are unique as well. You can't get them apart south from
It's a dead end. What's your call, sir?
I don't know.
Reasons, like Ancestor Guardian is because I'm a Dark Elf. I've got Ancestor Guardian, so it's just yeah. So the Dark Elves, also known as Dunmer in their homeland of Morrowind, the Dark Elves are noted for their skill and balanced integration of sword, bow, and magic, destruction magic rather. They are resistant to fire and can summon an ancestral ghost for aid. So that's kind of cool.
I don't see any good options here. They're behind us. Wait here, sire.
So
Wait
this
here
is
with
a
the
fun bit.
Emperor.
You can
Guard
stand
him with
here,
your life.
and
Die, you
the
scum!
Emperor!
he's gonna. So he's gonna.
And the Emperor!
For the
I can go no further. My guards are strong and true, but even the might of the blades cannot stand against the power that rises to destroy us. The Prince of Destruction
Oh, okay,
awakes, born anew in
subtitles need to
blood
catch
and
up.
fire. These cutthroats are but his mortal pawns. Take my amulet, give it to Joffrey. I have a secret son, and Joffrey alone knows where to find him.
See, you can actually stand in here in this little archway, and
Stranger,
you can
to take up the call. Do your...
cool. So now we just want to quickly go and pick this up because
Talos, save us.
sadly Glenroy has died. So we'll pick this blade up to get the cool little line from Boris when he speaks to us in a moment. So we'll go over to Boris and
We
chat.
failed. I failed. The Blades are sworn to protect the Emperor. Now he and all his heirs are dead.
The amulet. Where's the amulet of kings? It wasn't on the Emperor's body.
The Emperor gave it to me,
Strange.
unfortunately.
He saw something in you. Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septim. They see more than lesser men. The amulet of kings is a sacred symbol of the Empire. Most people think of the red dragon crown, but that's just jewelry.
I'd like to see what that looks like. Red
The
dragon crown.
amulet has power. Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say. He must have given it to you for a reason. Did he say why?
I must take it to Joffrey.
Joffrey? He said that? Why?
Not to be confused with Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Nothing I ever heard about. But Joffrey would be the one to know. He's the Grand Master of my order. Although you may not think so to meet him, he lives quietly as a monk at Waynon Priory, near the city of Coral.
An obligatory Coral from the Walking Dead reference. So how do I get to Coral?
First, you need to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate. That's where we were heading. It's a secret way out of the Imperial City. Or it was supposed to be secret. Here, you'll need this key for the last door into the sewers.
The sewers?
There are rats and goblins down there. But from what I've seen
Rats
of
and
you, I'm guessing
goblins.
you're an experienced knight. Am I right?
What is a knight then? So this is the way the game tries to zone in on what your play style is. So the way you play the tutorial, so to speak, it will suggest what your class is. Of course, you don't have to go with this at all, but so by the way I was playing, it is suggested that it's thought, excuse me, wow, words. It thinks that I am a knight, which means I'm a combat specialization with the favorite attributes of strength and personality. Again, we'll go through what those do mean in soon. With my major skills, which are, so you have two types of skills. You have major skills and minor skills. Major skills are the only skills that when you get a level up in them, that contributes to your level, your overall level. And you require 10 levels in your major skills to get 1 level. So the major skills of a knight are block, illusion, heavy armor, blunt blade, speechcraft, hand to hand. Not bad, not far off. But we're going to create a custom class with combat specialization, because it allows you to progress more quickly in these skills as you use them. So we've been armor, athletics, blade, block, blunt, hand-to-hand, heavy armor. So you also get specialized skills. Get 10 plus 10. Actually, didn't know that. That's kind of cool. So I guess we'll do it now. So you're kind of like you're special in the Fallout series. Your attributes differ what your character is good at. So choose your 2 favorite attributes, which we will get a +5 bonus to each one. So your strength affects how much you can carry, how much fatigue you have, and how much damage you do with melee weapons such as swords and axes, and it governs the skills of blunt, blade, and hand-to-hand. So intelligence affects your total magicka, which is your points for using magic spells, and it governs the skills and it affects your total magicka and magic use rather, and it governs the skills of alchemy, conjuration, and mysticism. We haven't gone all through a lot of the more magic side of it because I don't think I'll be focusing on this playthrough, but you never know. Next is willpower, and it affects how quickly you regenerate magicka and how much fatigue you have, and it governs the skills of destruction, alteration, and restoration. And restoration, rather. Just like gargling through words today. Your agility, which affects your ability to maneuver and balance. I don't think that actually means anything, so to speak. But I could be wrong entirely. It also affects your total fatigue and damage done by bows. So that governs the skills of security, sneak, and marksman. You have speed, which determines how fast you move. It just literally it's a straight conversion. More speed equals go fast. It's not. I don't think there's really much of a calculation behind it, so to speak. So speed governs the skills of athletics, light armor, and acrobatics. Endurance affects how much fatigue you have. See, there's a lot of skills, a lot of attributes that affect how much fatigue you have, and fatigue is really important. And I go through reasons why later. So it affects how much fatigue, health, and how much your health will increase when you sleep and raise levels. It also governs the skills of block armor and heavy armor. Excuse me. Personality is how much people like you, which leads to better information gathering. Also affects how expensive things are and how much money you get for selling items. So, which governs the skills of speechcraft, mercantile, and illusion. It's kind of cool that it affects illusion, because one of the biggest things about using illusion is to get people to like and hate you. Luck has an effect on everything, but governs no skills. It just kind of I don't actually know what luck does, so maybe I'll look into that at some point. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for strength and it's thank you, game. So it's either going to be willpower, agility, or endurance. See, I might actually just do endurance because I'm going to be using heavy armor, and I definitely want more fatigue and health and all that. So that's going to be useful. So I do that. So then now I do our 7 major skills. The most important ones being hand to hand, heavy armor, restoration. So main form of attacking, heavy armor being the use of the heavy armor means we're going to take less damage, which is really useful because you are not going to be dealing a lot of damage. So we're going to have to basically just get into a wet noodle fight and just slap people with tiny with a heavily armored bee. Restoration to keep us alive. Next, I think we're gonna take athletics because it's easy to get up, and regenerating lost fatigue faster is going to be useful because fatigue governs a lot of things. For example, you use fatigue to do more powerful attacks, like your power attacks, like what we mentioned earlier about the ones that allow you to do stunning and all that when you're going in a certain direction. So what's that for? Um, hmm. So I'm tempted to do mysticism, but I don't know. Also, I always really like the art for each of the different skills. I think that was very cool. I actually do armor because I've never done armor, and being able to repair our armor plot twist is going to be really useful. It would be useful to get block. Get mercantile just for the crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Mercantile. I'll get mercantile illusion because illusion's got create light spells, and usually I play really dark so that I can sneak around better. But if I'm playing with this on, so I might need to actually allow you to see a bit better. Otherwise, you won't be able to see anything. So we're going to try and use torches and light spells more. Yeah, and then we will literally just meme a little bit and then call this one punch. Exclamation mark. There we go. Create the one punch class. Yes. So one punch. There we go.
I wasn't far off. In any case, rats and goblins won't give you any trouble.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So after the skewers, then sewers, and then what?
You must get the amulet to Joffrey. Take no chances, but proceed to Wayne Priory immediately. Got it?
Yep, yep.
Good. The Emperor's trust was well placed. I'll stay here to guard the Emperor's body and make sure no one follows you. You'd better get moving. May Talos guide you. By the way, thanks for recovering my comrades' swords. I'll see that they are given a place of honor in the halls of the Blades.
There you go. And that's the line. And if you do eventually get late enough in the story that you go to the Hall of the Blades, you can actually see their swords on the walls. It's pretty cool. Another DLC note. Another DLC. This keep
Leave
popping
the
up.
Emperor in peace.
So let's go back this way. This is where we actually have to go, but it is barred, so we'll have to go around. I think. Oh no, actually no. You have to go. I'm being the dingus. You have to go around through where they came from. Oh, missed. Yeah, through here, and then pick up this last chest from this section, which is more potions of healing and respite. Open it with Boros' key and Lego. More DLC notifications. And another one. I always expect I always expect to see like a procession of couriers like running up to me to give me all these keys and quest notifications. Like, oh yeah, please come and do this quest. 6 cheese wheels. Lockpicks. Alright. Let's go into fisticuffs. What difficulty am I actually playing on? Watch, I'm playing on baby bitch mode or something. Oh, that's alright then. I thought it would be like really easy, but I keep it on mid difficulty. If for whatever reason it gets like, for some reason I crack the code for unarmed hand-to-hand play and just I'm just able to one-shot things, I'll turn up the difficulty. But after this introductory area, I can't imagine that'll be so much. I can't imagine that'll be the case. Igalik, protect us from the vampires. I don't think garlic works against vampires in this. Oh yeah, like as well, like, you can literally just yeet things across the river. I've never seen a freaking sword bounce, but okay. It's kind of cool. So we go left here. And we go up these steps. And through this gate, great commentary, just telling you directions. Hit this guy in the face, or there's a little rat body words. The gate is sealed, and then that's it. Tutorial mode is done. We're gonna exit the sewers. Purchase a horse to travel faster. You can find them at any stable, at the stables in it, at stables in any city. Wow, words are hard. So, I've done turn my graphics down a little bit to record this. But so you see a bit crap in sort of graphics. But I'm gonna leave this part here, and we'll return next time by attacking that place there. Thanks for watching.